From the 49th District, parts of Washington and Fayette County, the Mon Valley, State Representative Bud Cook. I'm here today at the farm show with our wonderful guest, Secretary Redding.
It's great to see you.
Good to see you again. We thank you for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
You know, what a wonderful event this is for the Commonwealth. And I know back in our district in Fayette County on the ends in Washington County of the district, farming plays a huge role. And, you know, a lot of people don't realize, Mr. Secretary, this is the largest industry in our Commonwealth.
Yeah, it is. And you know, I often wish I could start there and have people appreciate that, but you've got to sort of talk to them about it. It's partly a reflection, I think, of the ease of that we've made it for folks to you know, have food every day and enjoy the, you know, the open space and stewardship of the land. But it's a really significant industry to PA. We want to keep it there, right? That's what we do at the farm shows, to sort of highlight that, talk about the people, talk about the land stewardship, and importantly, as you look forward, what do we have to do to keep it, to make it viable, right?
Absolutely.
That's great.
Very good. Now we're here at the farm show. This is number which?
103.
103. And the theme of this year's farm show is?
Yeah, inspiring Pennsylvania's story.
Very good. And how did we come to that theme?
Yeah, you know, I often, we spend a lot of time thinking about it and trying to sort of find something that is both reflection, I think, of the significance of the industry to Pennsylvania. It also gives us a way to tell the story of agriculture. We thought we spent a lot of time, you know, talking about farmland preservation and all these good products and how we feed people and such. It's an inspiring story, right?
Absolutely.
So how do you bring that to life? And that became the basis of inspiring Pennsylvania's story here for the 103rd Farm Show.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, one of the interesting stories that I like to share with some of my constituents was I grew up with a case tractor, hand clutch, dead PTO pulling a New Holland 66. Now, I'm sure back in your history there were some younger stories about you growing up around and being on the farm.
Well, I think of my training with mechanics, you know, came out of operating a tractor and an old farm truck, equipment that, you know, looking back, you know, we made do with it, right?
Right.
But it was great skill and great character development.
Well, absolutely, and I like to kid the constituents. I did not know this, but working with veterans, when they're looking to promote people, they actually look for farmers, and they're the people that kind of figure it out. And I always kid people, there wasn't AAA for tractors when we were in the business.
That's a great point. Right.
Absolutely.
No. Yeah.
On a more serious note, you and I know that farming is a labor of love. I mean, it's really challenging, the weather, the equipment, you know, the markets and all that. One of my concerns in our district, and I'm sure it is Commonwealth-wide, is the succession plan from our older generation farmers to attract the new farmers coming into the business. What do you see on that horizon?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're spot on. I mean, I think this industry is not going to stay here just because you and I like it.
Right.
Right? It's going to stay here if people intentionally, you know, make an investment in it, if they see a future in it, if we support them in that transition between generations, both from a tax policy standpoint, from a just a basic planning standpoint. And you look out 10 years, if those projections are true, is that you're going to have 25 to 30% of the land in Pennsylvania change hands from one generation to another, right?
Right.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Right? That is millions of acres. We want to make sure it stays in agriculture.
Absolutely.
So how do you do that? Well, I mean, that's making sure you've got a plan to do it. That begins with individual farmers saying, hey, I see a future here, or, you know, if the family's not interested, how do you bring somebody else who has an interest in that, right? That's part of our conversation. In fact, in the second term of the governor and the new session of legislature, that's going to be A on our list. And it's going to begin with the, you know, the farms that have preserved their lands, because they carry that deed restriction that says, irrespective of what you want to do, you've committed that land to be productive forever. Well, how's that going to happen, right? So we want to really ratchet up the succession planning, business planning efforts for the farm community.
Well, very good. And we had a conversation earlier. One of the areas that we're looking back in the Mon Valley in our area, Of course, we have the Mon River as one of our 3 major assets. The river actually accesses to the Ohio, to the Mississippi, get to the Gulf. You're talking international trade. So I think we want to start a conversation back in the district about commoditizing our products and going out, finding the market, and then growing to the market. So great to hear that succession plan. Mr. Secretary, I want to thank you so much. What a wonderful time. Again, great event. We want to thank you.
Appreciate your leadership in agriculture, too.
Everything you do.
Very much.
Thank you. We'll see you back in the district.
Thank you.